Enjoy where you are and the way to where you're going. That's what we're talking about in today's Coffee Time Chat, where we get real and talk about things that we all know but don't really say. Now, it's so easy to get caught up in our heads, the things that we want to do, the places we want to go, who we want to go there with, and all our goals. And while this focus and dedication is a good thing, this unhealthy attachment isn't. It's really important to enjoy where you are and the way to where you're going. That degree will come, that graduation will come, that new job will come, that promotion will come. It'll all come, but it's so important to enjoy the little things that come across on that winding road on the pursuit to all these things. People get so caught up in all these things that they don't appreciate or notice the things happening right now, the people in your life, the situations, the things that you come across, the opportunities coming your way. Now, there's this really cool chapter in the Bible that talks about a time and a season for everything. There's a time to laugh and a time to cry, a time to embrace and a time to let go and move away. And what it's trying to say is there's a time and a season to appreciate the I've achieved it phase, but also a time and a season to appreciate where you are in the here and now. Now, I'm sure you can agree, many times we say, oh my God, time flies. We're so fixated on this future thing that we're trying to get that the in-between time becomes kind of like a blur. Now, it could be, for example, there's this activity or weekly activity or some kind of class that you really look forward to, where the rest of the week kind of becomes a blur because you're so fixated on looking forward to Wednesday night or Friday night. Or many times when we have like a holiday planned, we're so excited about a holiday in 2 months that the time in between kind of becomes a blur, when really we should kind of really appreciate all the moments in that 2 months before we even get to that holiday. Now, it's a shame when that happens because, to be honest, life is too short. Every day is important. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Moment, times, they don't come back. So it's really important that we do take the time to appreciate it right now rather than glossing over all the time waiting for the next big thing. So why is it so important to enjoy where you are and the way to where you're going? Well, because there's always going to be that next big thing, the next milestone, the next goal that you're going to want to get. You get the job, you're going to want the promotion, then you want a higher pay grade. Or for example, you buy a new apartment and then you want a bigger apartment, then you want an apartment in a nicer part of town. Or maybe you buy a car and suddenly you want the next new model. You want the nicer color, you want a nicer engine. There's always going to be something that you want next. If you think about it, it's human nature. When you get to the horizon, there's always going to be another horizon, another thing that you want. And I've heard it said, once you climb up and reach the mountaintop, yes, you have this sense of achievement and you're really proud of yourself and you're at the mountaintop, you can see the views, but what do you see? You see another mountaintop in the distance. And the only way to get there is by going back down the mountain, through the valley and up to the next mountaintop. So that's why it's so important to enjoy the people, the places, situations right now through the valley on the way to your next mountaintop, because the last thing you want to do is kind of regret in the future that you didn't appreciate all the things that you had at the time when you had them. Now, another thing I do want to touch on that people don't really talk about is it's so easy to take people and things for granted when you're so fixated on the next end goal. So in this way, you don't want to take your friends for granted because you're so fixated on the friends you're going to get in the future, and you don't want to be taking the relationship for granted that you have right now because you're so fixated on the next new relationship that'll come up when you get that new job, when you move to the new city that you think will make you happy. So that's my short video on enjoying the journey, enjoying where you are on the way to where you're going. That dream and goal will come, so don't let the in-between become a blur. And as I've said, you don't want to be taking the people and places for granted, which is so easy to happen when you're fixated on that end goal. And of course, new goals will always come. When you get to that mountaintop, there's always going to be another mountaintop, which is why it's all the more important to enjoy where you are on the way to where you're going. And do let me know in the comments what you think and what your thoughts are on enjoying the journey, enjoying where you are on the way to where you're going. Thanks again for watching today's video. If you haven't already subscribed, I do encourage you to consider subscribing. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.